The land vehicle update for Starfield has finally dropped, and honestly, it is fun as hell. Let's jump in and I'm gonna show you how to get it and some details that go along with it, some things that I kind of was not expecting, and the burning questions that, I don't know about you, but I had. And we're gonna get into all that right now. So where can you get it? So after you have updated the game, which by the way, it's a free update, it's not part of DLC, everyone gets it. You can go to any ship services technician, okay? So at the ship services technician, there's a new option that says, I'd like to purchase a vehicle. When you go in there, it shows for 25,000 credits, you can get the REV-8, so the REV-8. Obviously, we're calling it the REV-8 because, right, you rev your engine. Of course, that's what we're gonna call it. You can change all of these colors. Now, the message does tell you that wherever you land your ship, your rover is gonna be just there. It spawns right outside the ship for you, right outside of the entrance. It's already here. And so, yes, one of the questions I had was, can you drive it through the city and rack up, a bounty from being just a vehicular homicidal maniac? It's a video game. We've got to test these things. We're going to test the crap out of this thing. So after I sort of get my bearings with how to get in, get out, and sort of how to drive it, as you can see, there's boosters on it as well. So that's really fun. So yeah, with that, I thought, all right, I'm gonna save first because I don't want my character to be a homicidal maniac. So after saving first, I thought, all right, let's take this into New Atlantis. And here we go. So yep, here you go, confirming that you can, if you want, go full GTA in this game. There is a little bit of a learning curve on driving, so yeah.
I gotta get out of here!
So with that confirmed, and people being really, really mad at me, I thought, I've got to get out of the city, right? After a moment, I saw someone running who I think is the ship services technician. He's got to be really regretting that he even sold me this vehicle in the first place. So without thinking too much, I jumped the wall. Well, then I thought, okay, that's water. What's going to happen? So here's a burning question that I didn't even know I had, but maybe you did. What happens when the vehicle gets on water? Yes, you can operate it on water. The wheels float. It is just incredible that you can basically go wherever you want with this thing. So there you go. And I have to tell you that the vehicle itself, you're gonna see, it's not super fast on its own. Like as you just drive it regularly, it's not like super speedy, but it's fine. It's like the speed of a buggy, but it has this booster. The speed boost and the jump booster together do make this a very versatile vehicle. And these planets, you know, they're not roads, they're full of rocks and trees and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just pretty impressed. Like, yes, these things, if you drive into them, it's gonna stop you. But I'm pretty impressed with how you're able to very quickly get around these objects. I also want to point out that there have been comments for a long time, like ever since Starfield came out, there have been comments that the creation engine just couldn't handle a vehicle, so that the vehicle would never happen. We've known for a while the vehicle was coming, you know, ever since we got a peek at Shattered Space. So we knew this was coming, but I'm just very impressed with how it runs. It also means pretty big things for the future of Bethesda. I'm just throwing it out there. This is not based in any sort of reality. We don't know anything about the next Elder Scrolls, but it does make me think that if they can do this, that maybe we can have working wagons, horse-drawn carriages and that kind of thing. Skyrim famously opens with a horse-drawn carriage, but of course that is a pre-done animation. You don't get to actually drive a carriage. All the carriages outside of cities are stationary, so this kind of gives me hope that we're gonna see sort of like functioning carriages in future Elder Scrolls. It also could mean pretty big things for the future of Fallout. In Fallout 3 and 4, all the vehicles are destroyed. They're stationary, they just blow up when you shoot them. But, could this mean that maybe you'll get a vehicle working in Fallout? Again, though, another Fallout is so far away, it's just fun to talk about, but who knows when that's gonna happen. So of course, now with this new buggy in our possession, the REV-8, we've gotta try it out on a moon. A low gravity moon. Now I said that there were some details that I really enjoyed. Now one of the first details I noticed, now this is a snow covered moon, and I noticed right away that the tires actually had some trouble getting traction in the snow. And so once I boosted up, I saw that on a low gravity moon, you can see this vehicle is now kind of just floating along. And like the jetpack, the boost does come back a little at a time, even when you're in the air. So because I'm falling so slowly, I was able to just boost a little bit, and just basically float along. Now this ship up here is owned by spacers, so I thought, okay, I'm not gonna feel bad taking these two travelers out. You can see them coming out of the ship way up there. And we're gonna test out not only the ramming capabilities, which I guess we already tested out in New Atlantis, but also the mounted gun. What's kind of fun is I was able to start shooting them already from the air while floating. Now the first guy's dead. This guy is resilient, the second. So of course the next thing I wanted to do was sort of see what happens if I attack this base. Obviously this is going to be a little bit more difficult. Realistically they are more protected because there are walls and debris. And this is the first time that I saw, after getting shot up a ton, the vehicle started to catch fire. But the fact that you can even low gravity your way over a base while shooting from the vehicle is just insanely hilarious and fun. Now I'm very leveled up, and I don't think I have the game on extreme difficulty right now. So they are hurting me, and you can see that my health is going down. I don't see really a health bar for the vehicle. I think that the vehicle flames sort of represent your own health, just to show that you are taking damage. That's my guess so far. As we go further in this video, there are some kind of unexpected things, I guess things that I didn't think about ahead of time, that are nice details that I really like. I want to touch on the fact that we saw in the trailer, yes, Vasco can sit in the back. We saw that your companions, you can have a companion sitting in the passenger seat. So we already know that. I don't do that in this video, but we've already seen it in the trailer, and I wanted to just get to testing this stuff right away. Well, I think it's time for the next really unexpected thing, which is that you can actually get out of the vehicle while it's in midair. It never occurred to me that that you would be able to do this. But sure enough, I tested it out several times, and you can absolutely get out of the vehicle, and that's how I got that first opening shot. Well, we are off to another planet, and actually this planet I do want to point out is a planet called Magnar. Now in our Discord, we have an amazing group of Starfield fans, and every week we all go to the same planet. One is selected, we all go, and we share stories and pictures and stuff. So that is called the Starfield Adventure Club, and that is, again, like I said, something that we do in our Discord. So please click on the link to our Discord and come check it out. If you're a Starfield fan, I think you'll really enjoy exploring the same planet as an entire group. But I thought, what better planet for me to test out this vehicle than the planet of the week in our Starfield Adventure Club. So on this planet, the gravity is a little bit more normal. It's a 1.2 compared to the Earth's gravity. And I wanted to show you that, yes, you can also, as we saw in the trailer, you can play in first person as well. So this, a little more immersive, a little more difficult, still fun. But I personally prefer to go third person. It's just fun to see the vehicle tumbling around, a little easier to drive. But I mean, this is great if you want to really feel like you're on a safari. And I wanted to bring up safari because with these animals up ahead, me driving around, whether first person, third person, doesn't matter. Yes, flowers, the harvestable plants do stop your vehicle. So that is something you gotta watch out for. But driving around and seeing that you can actually scan these animals just like normal while you drive around, and there's something very fun and like I said, safari-like about it. So I mean, it's just totally like, it's the same game, but it's such a new feeling to be driving around in a buggy and surveying a planet. And yes, what I'm doing here is testing the limits of kind of what you can do in the vehicle. Now, yeah, these animals were not too happy with me, of course. But I am quite pleased that it's a noticeable difference of how much the tires grip this ground compared to the snowy ground. And so even though they don't grip as much, once you engage the booster, you're off and going. As I was driving around through the grass and over the rocks, I looked in the distance, I saw the mountain, and I recalled something that Todd said a long time ago in his famous words, "You see that mountain, you can climb it." Well, I thought, yes, I've got to get this buggy over there, take the REV-8 up the mountain. We have to see its capabilities. I saw this ancient iceberg POI up ahead, and really it's just so much fun to drive around and scan the planet this way. And before long, we have arrived at our mountain. But already with the traction, the way that it handles, and the boosters all combine to make it really, really easy to drive this thing up a mountain. I would say that even the horses of Skyrim have now been usurped as the kings of the mountain. It's just insane. I already enjoyed scanning planets. And even though I already enjoyed doing that, this new buggy, this addition to the game, changes the feeling of the game entirely. Having this buggy to drive around the huge open expanses of land that every planet has, it's gonna make me want to explore all these different types of planets again. Because now I have to see how the REV-8 handles on all of these planets. Now we're enjoying this view for a brief moment, but I'm telling you we're not done. There is still more that I have discovered about the REV-8, and we are going to get into that immediately. But of course, as I was up here, I thought, well, everyone's gonna want me to jet off of it, so that's what we did. It doesn't seem to take fall damage from what I can tell. I have to appreciate that with a game like this, they went for fun first. Well, next I wanted to go to the Paradise planet where Paradiso is located, and that is Porrima. When I got here, it was nighttime, and that's when I realized, duh, this car has a light. So maybe that occurred to everyone else, but this was a surprise to me. It's great, it's big, it's bright, makes it pretty easy to drive at night. So here I go driving through the Paradise planet. Before we close out this video, something very funny happened after I was testing out these guns on these poor birds. They're not really birds. If you look at them really close, they're pretty freaky looking. But I was, shooting them out of the air, getting some target practice. And after I killed this final creature, as you can see, everything was paused. I left everything, I wasn't doing anything with the game because I was working on getting these clips downloaded, and then something pretty unexpected happened. That's right, one of these creatures came to get revenge for all the damage I had done. Well, like I said before, this vehicle is incredibly fun to play with. I think it adds this whole other element to Starfield, and it makes me very excited. I wanted to point out as well that when you go into look at this vehicle, it shows vehicle 1 of 1. So certainly that tells me that it's very possible that either officially or through mods, we are going to get more vehicles. What would you like to see? Are we going to get any sort of land speeder type thing? Are we going to get something that's actually faster over water than over land? Are we going to get a motorcycle? That would be really fun as well. What would you like to see? And as you're driving around the REV-8, which companion do you want to be hanging out with you in the passenger seat? Well, what questions do you have about the REV-8? Let me know in the comments, because maybe there are more secrets that we have yet to unveil about this thing. And I haven't even tried using it in a story mission. I think that is just going to really be sort of mind-blowing, and I can't wait to try it out. Thanks for watching, and like I said, check out our Discord, because we've got a whole big group of people that we're all enjoying Starfield, and we're all sharing stories and screenshots, and it is a really good time. So the link is in the description below. And if you like the stuff that we're making here, we do have a Patreon that helps support the channel and our podcast. Thanks again, and we will see you next time.